Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some awesome battles in the Great League featuring the triple snail theme team. This team features Macargo on the lead, SLIGGOO as the save switch, and Gastrodon as the closer. Now, Gastrodon is technically a slug, but for today's video, we're giving it an honorary shell so it can join the team. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches, and let's check out the triple snail theme team in action in the Open Great League. Hopping into the first match, leading Macargo into Shadow Wall Rain, a fantastic lead. For these first matches, I was running Rock Throw because it is incredibly satisfying to just absolutely shred through a Wall Rain. I'm going to shield up because this is enough for the Earthquake, and then I can very safely Rock Throw down and leave with a ton of energy. They bring in Shadow Nidoqueen, so I'm going to save switch into SLIGGOO. SLIGGOO is able to hit for super effective damage with Water Gun and Muddy Water. They land the Poison Fang, and then they bring in Sableye. Sableye is going to be able to farm down if they want to, but the Water Gun plus Muddy Water damage is going to add up quite a bit over time. Sableye farming up a ton of energy. SLIGGOO's going to fire off another Muddy Water. Honestly, we've managed to get that Sableye pretty low, and now I bring in Macargo. Macargo does tank the foul play from here, and then I'm going to be able to fire off that Rock Tomb, and this is either going to take them out or grab that shield, and also get that ever-important attack drop. They fire off another move. I'm perfectly fine with letting this go and trusting in Gastrodon. In comes the Shadow Nidoqueen, getting absolutely shredded by Mud Slaps. This is enough for the Earth Power, so I am going to respect it with a shield, but my opponent intentionally goes for a Poison Fang, hoping that a Poison Fang plus a move from Sableye is going to be enough to KO. I do have the back-to-back Body Slams, though. This is double resisted. Is this going to be enough to KO the Sableye? It's going to be very close. Body Slam is enough, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, leading Macargo into Shadow Alolan Marowak, a fantastic lead. And they are actually staying in here. These Rock Throws are tearing through them. I save switch into SLIGGOO because I have 3 counters to Alolan Marowak, and my opponent is going to respond with Wall Rain. This is not a great spot for me to be in as the SLIGGOO, but if I land the Sludge Bomb, I'm going to be able to do some serious damage. They are going to be firing off an Icicle Spear here. I'm going to let this through. They do have a lot of energy, so they're probably going to be able to reach an Earthquake versus the Macargo, but I'm just going to shield once and fully farm down. That way, I leave with a ton of energy loaded. Macargo able to farm down. They bring in their final Pokemon, which is Obstagoon. That is a bit tricky. I'm going straight for the Overheat. Overheat gets the shield. I bring in Gastrodon, and they blind switch in the Shadow Alolan Marowak. Alolan Marowak has nowhere to run versus Team Snail. We are going to be able to Mud Slap all the way down. This should only be a Bone Club, so I will be able to tank it, farm down, and leave with some loaded energy. I'm going straight for the Earth Power. I need to do as much damage as possible here, and they let it through. That's huge. That may allow me to Rock Throw down with Macargo. I'm going to let the first one go in case they get the boost with the Night Slash. They fire off the Night Slash. Thankfully, no boost. Macargo able to farm down, and that is a good game. Tough lead in the next match, Macargo into Galarian Stunfisk. I'm going to immediately save switch into SLIGGOO. They farm up and then bring in Alolan Ninetales. These charms are tearing through SLIGGOO. SLIGGOO is able to reach the Sludge Wave. Do they respect the damage? They do not, and down goes Alolan Ninetales. And just like that, SLIGGOO takes back switch from a Fairy type. In comes Galarian Stunfisk, looking for the farm down, but I'm able to reach a last second Muddy Water. This will be doing some super effective damage, not a lot. It is a Muddy Water, but all damage helps. This Stunfisk is going to be firing off an Earthquake. I'm going to let it go. Gastrodon will be able to tank it. I'm going to farm up, go for the Body Slam, they catch, and in the back they have a Azumarill, and this is really bad, because my Macargo has nowhere to run. And in the 2 shield, Azu is just looking absolutely unbeatable. I'm going to fire off the Body Slam. Body Slam does get the shield from Azumarill. I'm farming up, they choose not to go for the farm down, and instead they fire off a move. I'm going to let this go, and I'm going to try and trust in Macargo. The question is, can I Rock Throw down? Odds are I probably cannot, even despite my massive health advantage. They're going to fire off the Play Rough. Things not looking good for Macargo, and I'm going to be forced to fire off a Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb takes down the Azumarill, and now it's a race. Can I farm them down before they're able to reach a second move? This G-Fist does have a ton of loaded energy. I shield up the Rock Slide, and I'm not quite able to farm down. G-Fisk able to reach a move. They go for the unnecessary Earthquake, and that is a good game. Tricky lead in the next match, Macargo into Sableye. Sableye technically beats this whole team, so it's definitely not a Pokemon I'm particularly happy to see. They're going to be firing off a Foul Play, and I'm going to let it go, and then I'm going to be safe switching into SLIGGOO. I'm able to absorb that, save the energy for later, and my opponent responds with Bastiodon. If Bastiodon is their best response to a Water Gun user, hopefully they are very weak to Water types in the back. I fire off the Muddy Water, and that's just what I'm going to do in this matchup. I'm just going to keep spamming out Muddy Water after Muddy Water, and basically hope that 2-Shield Gastrodon is going to be able to close for me in the endgame. I'm going to be firing off another Muddy Water. I should be able to reach one more before they're able to farm me, and I am. This is not going to be enough to KO, but it will be getting that Bastiodon very low, and then I can Mud Slap down with Gastrodon. They are able to reach a move, but any move they throw here is going to be resisted. They go for the Flamethrower, we tank that, no problem, and in comes Sableye. And this clues me into the fact that I think their third Pokemon is going to be very, very weak to my Gastrodon. So I'm going to stay in here, shield everything, and start firing off Body Slams, hoping to try and grab his shields, and I do get a shield from Sableye. That is massive. I'm going to commit the shield, and then go for the farm down. In the back is Nidoqueen, and I'm going straight for the Earth Power. I'm very close to an overheat as well. Earth Power takes down the Nidoqueen, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, leading Macargo into another Sableye. Same game plan as last time. I'm going to stay in, wait for them to go for the Foul Play, and then I am going to be safe switching. They do go for the Foul Play. I'm not shielding a thing here. Macargo very safely tanks the Foul Play, and then in comes SLIGGOO, and my opponent responds with a Skarmory. Honestly, I'm very happy to bait this out because Gastrodon has an absolutely terrible matchup going up against Skarmory. So I'm just going to fire off Muddy Water after Muddy Water, and I'm not going to shield a thing here. Because my hope is that after I'm able to successfully bait out the Skarmory, that 2-Shield Gastrodon should be able to put in a lot of work in the end game. I'm going to fire off another Muddy Water. That gets them low. Skarmory decides not to farm down, and they fire off their energy. Honestly, that's perfect. I'm just going to let this go, and now I'm going to try and commit to the farm down with Macargo. Macargo able to get the farm down, and we leave with a move loaded. In the back, they have a Azumarill. I'm going to be firing off the Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb able to connect. In comes Gastrodon, and my opponent brings back in Sableye, and honestly, I'm in a very tough spot here, because Azumarill has a ton of play against this entire team. I decide to call that it's just a Foul Play, and then I'm gonna go for the 1-Shield farm down with Gastrodon. My hope is that I can successfully land an Earth Power, and then maybe after doing so, I can try and fast move farm them down. I'm gonna fire off the Body Slam bait, and I get the shield. I desperately need to try and land an Earth Power. They're going to be firing off a move. They know that they have to get that final shield. I'm going to farm up and then go for the Earth Power. I desperately need this to land. Earth Power, able to connect. That's huge. I think I might get farmed down, so I switch in Macargo, and they fire off their energy. This is going to be incredibly close. Azumarill goes for the Ice Beam, takes out Macargo. We get farmed down, and we lose a heartbreakingly close game. Great lead in the next match, Macargo into Shadow Venusaur. Opponent safe switches into a Shadow Charizard. They didn't check the fast move, and that is a good game. Tough match, Macargo into Obstagoon. For the remainder of these matches, I did end up switching Rock Throw for Incinerate on the Macargo. So I throw one Incinerate and save switch into SLIGGOO. They go for the Night Slash, and then they're going to bring in Golbat. This is not a great matchup, as Golbat can very safely farm down if they want to. I'm going to fire off a Muddy Water. Muddy Water is just not going to be doing nearly enough damage. Golbat actually decides to throw, which works great for me. Them burning their energy here, and they even go for a Shadow Ball, is actually fantastic. And now I'm going to go for an incredibly aggressive farm down with Macargo, because I want to leave this matchup with 100 energy. So I'm actually going to keep farming even past 100, so I can fully farm all the way down. They go for a last second Poison Fang. This is not going to be enough to KO. I just need to leave with a lot of loaded energy. In comes the Obstagoon, and I'm going straight for the Overheat. Overheat will do massive damage. They're forced to burn a shield, and in comes Gastrodon. They're going to be firing off a Night Slash. The fact that they're staying in gives me hope that they're weak in the back to Gastrodon. I'm farming up, and I'm just going to go for the Body Slam. If they shield this, they're more than likely weak, and they do. Maybe it's a Nidoqueen. If so, I just need to 2-shield, farm down, and leave with an Earth Power loaded. So I'm going to be shielding everything here. The counters are adding up, but my opponent keeps throwing on alignment, which is giving me extra Mud Slaps. Obstagoon is going to get farmed down. What do they have in back? It's a Shadow Nidoqueen, and Gastrodon is eating good tonight. Earth Power takes down the Nidoqueen, and that is a good game. Nightmare lead in the next match, Macargo into Jellicent. I'm going to immediately save switch into SLIGGOO, and my opponent switches into Wigglytuff. We've seen what Sludge Wave can do to Charmers, and we're barely able to get there. We've landed one Sludge Wave. Can we land a second? We can! And down goes Wigglytuff. The issue is even after I've won switch, that honestly doesn't help me a whole lot because Gastrodon still does not have a very comfortable matchup against Jellicent. I'm going to call the Bubble Beam bait, but it's a Shadow Ball, and that does big damage. And then unfortunately, the game lags quite a bit, so I'm not quite sure where the Jellicent's at in terms of energy. I shield up. It's a Bubble Beam. That's unfortunate. I watch for the catch. There it is. In comes Charm Alolan Ninetales. So my opponent is running Double Charm. At this point, I think my only win con is to try and commit to the farm down if at all possible, so I can leave with 100 energy to try and take on the Jellicent. These charms are really starting to add up. Alolan Ninetales going for the fast move beatdown, and I'm able to farm down. In comes Jellicent, and I'm going to fire off the Rock Tomb. We have a ton of energy. They let it through. They knew they had to no-shield something, but no-shielding there is not going to be enough to save them. I'm going to fire off a last-second Rock Tomb here. We do get the shield, but we have a move loaded on our Gastrodon. We farm them down, and that is a good game. Terrible lead in the final match, Macargo into Shadow Swampert. I immediately save switch into Gastrodon, and my opponent responds with a Shadow Wall Rain. They throw an alignment which gives me an entire Mud Slap for free. They go for the Icicle Spear. I am not baiting, I'm going straight for the Earth Power, hoping they decide to call a bait here. They do, and down goes Wall Rain. Winning switch is absolutely massive here. In the back, they have Talonflame, and things are looking very good for a potential SLIGGOO sweep. I am going to be firing off the Body Slam. That's not going to be doing a lot of damage onto the Talonflame. Talonflame doesn't want to get hit with another move, and they're going to fire off a Flame Charge. But Talonflame can't really do anything to Macargo, so I just bring in Macargo, and I don't have to shield a thing here. We get the Incinerate through as they throw. Even if they go Brave Bird, that's totally fine. We tank that. In comes SLIGGOO versus the Shadow Swampert. These water guns are adding up, and I'm going to spam out Muddy Water after Muddy Water. Swampert will have to shield everything here. The scary thing is if they double bait, they might be able to reach it. I shield up. It's the Hydro Cannon bait. That is not great. I'm farming up, and they're at another move. You know what? I'm going to double shield here, hoping they go for the nuke, and they do. That is huge. From here, we should be in a very good spot to close out this match. I'm going to fire off the Muddy Water. Muddy Water, able to grab the final shield. We reach another, and that will be taken care of the Swampert. And then all that's left is the Talonflame in the back. Hello, Talonflame. Goodbye, Talonflame. And that is a good game. All in all, I had an absolute blast running Team Snail in the Great League. I haven't gotten to use SLIGGOO in absolute ages, and honestly, it was a lot of fun in being able to land Sludge Wave onto the Charmers. Overall, this is definitely not a team I would recommend if you're looking to climb rank and push for Legend, but the wins that we got with it were absolutely incredible. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.